everyone, and welcome to the 2018 edition of one of the greatest tournaments in the world, the Sinquefield Cup. I'm your host, Maurice Ashley, and I'm happy to be here. First of all, I want to thank Shannon Bailey and the World Chess Hall of Fame for hosting this event. It is a spectacular venue, and we always appreciate the work that her and her staff puts in. But please thank you very much. Give her a warm welcome for that. There are people who really need no introduction. Their generosity has been simply amazing. The folks who make this all possible, the miracle here in St. Louis, we absolutely want to thank Dr. Jeanne and Sinquefield and Rex Sinquefield. Please give them a hand. There's a visionary not here. I keep saying his name, and you can say it over and over and not really exhaust the greatness that is this man. He was world champion for many years, the #1 player for 20, and he has continued to be a great visionary for the game of chess. And having conceived of the Grand Chess Tour and his indefatigable work that has made all of this possible, we want to thank, wherever he is, Garry Kasparov. There are also people behind the scenes who do work for the Grand Chess Tour, the ones who conceived of this new format, which has been very exciting for us this year, which will culminate with this final leg. And then, of course, London. I hear that they already figured out the dates and the format for London, and that will be announced next week. But I want to thank Mike Kardakovsky, Tony Rich, Graham Jurgensen, and also Malcolm Payne in London. Thank you very much for all your tireless efforts. 3 legs are complete for the tour. 3 legs. The first one we had was in Leuven. That was won by Grandmaster Wesley So. And we want to thank Jan Kilevert and Your Next Move for their efforts. Jan, I know you're watching. Thank you so much. And then the Paris leg, which was won by Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, Jill Bethauser with Colliers International, and also Vivendi, and all the other sponsors who make that into a marvelous event. Thank you as well. And the third leg we just saw conclude just a couple of days ago. And it just feels like, I don't even know what to say about it, frankly. The commentary, we were so excited. You guys kept us on the edges of our seats. It was fantastic. It was exciting all the way to the end. Finally won in the second to last round of the Blitz. And we once again want to congratulate Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura on a spectacular victory. But it's time for the Sinquefield Cup. And before we move along, I'd like to introduce the Executive Director of the Chess Club, Tony Rich.
Thank you, Maurice. So I mentioned at the closing ceremony for the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz that the Chess Club has been open for 10 years now. Well, 20 years ago, I actually ran my very first chess club, the We're Just Pawns Club. We met at a bookstore. I'd set out the coffee can for donations. I'd set up the folding chairs and tables. You know, whenever we get $50 in the can, we'd be able to buy a new clock for the club. It was great, really. But, you know, being a chess fan for my whole life, seeing these top players here has always been my dream, and now it's a dream come true. This is the 5th year now that we've been able to host the Sinquefield Cup in St. Louis. I've had the opportunity not just to meet these players, but to get to know them. And I can tell you that they live up to their reputation of being fierce competitors, true sportsmen of the game, and true gentlemen as well. So a big round for the players. I really appreciate all of you. A little bit on the technical side, just to give you an idea of what the Sinquefield Cup will entail for the non-chess players out there. The format is a 10-player round robin, which means everyone plays everybody one time. It's not elimination or anything like that. So at the end of the 9 rounds, the player with the most points will be crowned the Sinquefield Cup champion, take home the $75,000 first place prize, as well as the coveted Sinquefield Cup here. So you'll see some exciting chess over the next couple of weeks, in addition to some excellent production. We have Grandmaster commentary provided by Alejandro Ramirez and Christian Trilla at Kingside Diner for a live audience. We have Russian commentary with Evgeny Mereshnichenko and Peter Svidler. And our English broadcast commentary team, the veterans of St. Louis commentary, Yasser Sarawan, Jennifer Shahadi, and Maurice Ashley. So make sure you tune into grandchesstour.org to check out all the commentary. The games begin live at 1 o'clock each day. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Tony. Well, as I mentioned, a person who needs no introduction, as her generosity along with her husband has been absolutely phenomenal and instrumental in making our magic here happen. I'd like to introduce Dr. Jeanne Sinquefield.
Now, isn't this a wonderful group of the best players in the world? Look at this. Whoa! I can't imagine my husband. Now, the quirk about why this was named after Sinquefield was Rex did not want this to be named the Sinquefield Cup. But I figure if I'm paying for it, why not? And Rex has done a spectacular job of the best players in the world. So I'm just going to give a shout out to maybe some of those out there in the 192 countries that are watching this tournament and the 190,000 Boy Scouts who've earned the Chess Merit Badge. These are your heroes. And this is the godfather of American chess, Rex Sinquefield.
Thank you. Well, Jeannie's right. I didn't want it called the Sinquefield Cup, so now you know how much my vote counts. So, well, it's a wonderful time to welcome these tremendous players to St. Louis. I don't think any sport that Americans enjoy has ever had 10 top players in one place, as chess has done repeatedly in St. Louis, and it's a wonderful thing. And like Tony and others, I want to thank our broadcast team, Jennifer, Yasser, Maurice, Harry Carey, and Jack Buck. And Peter, Miro, Christian, Alejandro. And then Randy and his team at Spectrum, Kite and the crew at Silverback, and Tammy, Mosul, Leonard, all of you do an amazing job and make the broadcast come alive in over 200 countries. And the staff and the Hall of Fame staff just work together so well and do an incredible job. And we're grateful to all of you for everything you do, and everything you do is truly amazing. Now, as most of you know, we started selling the Sinquefield Cup book, celebrating 5 years, and I'd like to thank Paige Peterson, who designed the book, and Emily Allred, who was the project manager. They have done a spectacular job. And also, of course, want to thank the authors, Jennifer, Yasser, Maurice, Alejandro, and Tatev. This is probably Yasser's 65th book, you know, something. Now, as some of you know who are watching Ultimate Moves, if you could stomach that, I sometimes try to play the Sicilian. It turns out that today, this date, 60 years ago, this day, was the day that Bobby Fischer in the 1958 Porterolles Interzonal played Bent Larsen, where Larsen played the Dragon Sicilian. And you all know Bobby Fischer's famous phrase, I had it down to a science. Pry open the king rook file, sack, sack, mate. Yeah, well, I didn't do it that well. So I'm sure he's probably turning over in his grave given the way we played it. So now it's my pleasure to introduce one of my favorite and our favorite public officials, the finest county executive in the United States, the Honorable Steve Stenger.
I had no idea, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you all very much, and welcome to the 2018 Sinquefield Cup. We take a tremendous amount of pride in our region's official designation as the chess capital of the world. And in light of the large number of visitors who have attended previous chess championships here, it is easy to see how the St. Louis area benefits from its standing as the epicenter of chess. That standing is indeed resonating worldwide thanks to the webcasting of this tournament. And as a stop on the Grand Chess Tour, the name of St. Louis joins those of great world capitals on the tour, including Brussels, Paris, and London. I salute the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis for its ongoing advocacy of this great game. And I especially thank Rex and Jeanne Sinquefield for their sponsorship of this tournament and for all they have done to promote chess and our hometown. Thank you again, and it's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Well, much of what happens here, it's not solely about these players. As much as we idolize them and recognize their genius, it really is about the many scholastic players, young players out there who look up to them. Today, the autograph session was packed, and we saw so many young kids who were excited to get the autographs of these geniuses. And the person who's a steward of those youngsters and everything that is chess in the United States, I'd like you to welcome the head of the U.S. Chess Federation, Carol Meyer.
Good evening, everyone. It's a real honor to be here among the world's best chess players at this stop along the Grand Chess Tour. Every time I come to St. Louis, I'm struck by the vision that Rex and Jeanne had to make St. Louis what it's become. And chess is in every corner of this area of town. And I was in a store earlier today, and someone asked me what brought me to town, and the clerk who sold me something remarked about how much you both have done for this city. So I think, again, I know a lot of people have already said it, but without your vision, none of us would be here today, and thank you for all you do. I also want to give a shout out to the club, the St. Louis Chess Club, and the Hall of Fame, and being new to this world, not just of chess, but to all of you. I've really been touched by the opportunities that Joy and Tony and Shannon have given to U.S. Chess to collaborate, and I think we're really excited about those opportunities to pursue things together that are good for both the folks here in St. Louis as well as U.S. Chess across the nation. So thank you for your support. I wasn't expecting to have to do this evening, but Chris Bird, can you come on up? Chris might not be expecting this either. Chris was in the UK during the recent US Open, and during our awards ceremony there, Chris would have been presented with the Tournament Director of the Year award from US Chess. And many of you know that Chris is the chief arbiter for the Sinquefield Cup this week. And Chris, I know you had very humble beginnings with your chess game. Chris shared with us that his first chess set was done with his sister's mascara pencil, or yeah. Cut out pieces of paper for the pieces, and he started playing competitively sometime thereafter, but then really found his passion as a tournament director. And last year, before getting to do the Sinquefield Cup here, he was the chief tournament director of the largest super nationals ever. So, Chris, congratulations, and from U.S. Chess, thank you.
Thank you, Carol. And now it's my honor to introduce the players. We have a stellar lineup, and we said that last week, but the addition of another element has made this even exponentially greater, and we are honored to have this particular lineup, as it simply looks like murderer's row. I mean, these are as bad as chess assassins can get. You don't want to mess with any one of these guys. And I would like to introduce them. We have already talked about their greatness and their many accolades, so I will simply introduce them by name, and I will start at this end and come back. First, from Azerbaijan, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. From India, Vishwanathan Anand. From the United States, Wesley So. From France, Maxime Vacher-Lagrave. From the United States, Fabiano Caruana. From Russia, Alexander Grishchuk. From Armenia, Levon Aronian. From Russia, Sergei Karyakin. From the United States, Hikaru Nakamura. And from Norway, world #1 and world champion, Magnus Carlsen. The Sinquefield Cup has an incredible lineup, and we're certainly pleased again to be able to host such an incredible event. So I'd like to get a few thoughts from the players, and I will start with the winner of the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. He's been an ambassador for the chess club virtually since its inception. He's the longest running player of all the top grandmasters here. So I'd like to start with you, Hikaru, if you will. Magnus is here. What are your thoughts about what are your thoughts about what Magnus brings to the Sinquefield Cup?
Yeah, well, I think both Magnus and Levon played here the first year as well, along with myself and Gata. But I think Magnus is the world champion, and any tournament that he's not in, generally it's not viewed in the same way as a tournament that he competes in. So I think if you can play in a field with Magnus and win a tournament, it's very special. So I think that it's going to be a very interesting event, and yeah, Magnus is the best right now. So I think we'll all just try to do our best and finish ahead of him.
Well, Fabiano, we know that you have a match that you will be playing against Magnus in a few months. What does it mean to edge him out here, since this is the next tournament, here at the Sinquefield Cup?
Oh, I think regardless of the match, I'd like to win this tournament. I mean, it's a very special event with all the top players in the world, and I'm motivated to do as well as I can.
Magnus, we've been talking about you. What does the Sinquefield Cup, winning the Sinquefield Cup, mean to you?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I won the first one, then I haven't since. So I hope to do better this year, and I don't see any reason why I shouldn't.
Those are fighting words. Vishy, I'd like some representation from someone who hasn't gotten a hold of the title yet. What are your thoughts about competing for the title this year?
Well, as Jeanne and Rex have pointed out several times to me, there are no repeat winners so far, so I'd like to maintain that tradition. And hopefully it'll be me.
Wesley, you won a couple of years ago, but it seems like it's gotten more difficult since. What are your thoughts coming into this one, your passion for winning this year?
Yeah, hopefully one of us can win a second time.
Levon, you're a past winner. Your thoughts coming into this year as well, your desire to win this event?
Last year, I managed to be the first one to win the World Cup twice. So I think that's a good tendency. So yeah, I really look forward to the tournaments, since I played terribly in the Rapid and Blitz. So something to fight for.
Sergey, your thoughts on this tournament as well and trying to win it?
Well, of course, I will try to do my best. And last year I played well here, and I hope to try to play at least as good as last year.
Alex, you're not necessarily considered a favorite to win this event. What do you have to do in order to put your name on the winner's trophy?
I actually feel quite strange in this building because of its name. I believe it's called the Hall of Fame, and I feel like, for me, there should be a separate building called the Hall of Shame. But nevertheless, yes, I will, quoting Sergei, will try to do my best.
Shakhriyar, this is your first time in the United States, and you came oh so close to winning the previous event, the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. Just one game maybe decided everything. Your thoughts about playing in the Sinquefield Cup for the very first time?
Yeah, of course, I played first time in US, and it is very nice to start Rapid Blitz. I play good, I mean, and now I want to play not bad in classical tournaments. Yeah, it's okay. I will try to play good chess. I don't think about results because Carson's here. I joke. Yeah, okay. We will try to play good chess. Okay.
Maxime, you finally tasted victory at this event. You know what it's like to win, and now you're the defending champion. You're going to have a little bit of a target on your back. What are your thoughts about trying to repeat as champion?
Well, I don't think I'm the only one who's going to have a target on his back. I think all 10 of us will. But, of course, I mean, I have very sweet memories of last year. And as they say, the second time taste is even better than the first.
Do you guys know that quote? I thought it was on the first. Fabian, I want to go back to you because we have a lot of press here. We have Sports Illustrated, HBO. There's a special interest in this tournament because of the match that you will be playing against Magnus soon. Does a victory here mean anything for London?
I think a victory here means a lot, but I don't know if it has any direct correlation to the match. I mean, I think that once we get to London, we'll probably be forgetting all the past results and just be focusing on the match itself. But a win in any top tournament, especially here in St. Louis, would mean a lot to me.
Magnus, I'd like to address the same question to you. Does the victory here mean anything as far as London is concerned?
Well, not for me, but I think Fabi needs to win the tournament to get to London. Being the Grand Chess Tour final, not the World Championship final.
Your thoughts on that, Fabiano? You need to win the event?
Well, I think the last few months I've generally won tournaments in which Magnus is playing in, so...
I didn't mean to trash talk. I meant to just state something factual. It was meant to, yeah. But no, obviously he can. He's proved many times that he can win tournaments with me in them. So that was not the point at all.
All right, things are getting hot in here. I will open up the floor to any questions from the press. Mike Klein, I know you always have a question. Start with you.
Thanks, Maurice. Mike Klein, chess.com. I saw a lot of you guys looking at the book in front of you, and a lot of you have had books written about you. But who would be your ultimate author to write your definitive game collection? Who would you like to have write the definitive volume on your games? And, you know, as many of you that want to respond can.
Anyone want to take on that one? Who do you want to write your best game collection?
Either myself or no one. I mean, I cannot envision anyone else starting to do this job.
Yeah, I think we have an agreement with Alexander here because you see in many cases people comment somebody's game, but they don't know what really happened because of the psychological circumstances in the game and also the story coming to the game. Only a player truly remembers this very moment, in which round and what kind of mood he has. So I think we have to force the players to write the books, not the shadow authors, as we have it in many cases.
Does anyone disagree with this sentiment, or we're going to get the same answer?
I want that Giri will write a book about me. That would be my dream.
But don't lie, it's Kirill. Kirill. Of course you wish Kirill Zangalis to write a book about you.
No. I want Giri to write a book.
Why do you want Anish Giri to write this book?
Oh, because he likes trash talking very much, and he would say so many funny things, and it would be brilliant.
What about you, Hikaru?
I think actually I would say I would like Gary Kasparov to write a book on me.
Gary Kasparov, not Gary, but Gary.
Gary, because he's another combo. But yeah, I mean, I think just Gary because he's written so many books like the predecessors and other collections. So he does a lot of great analysis, and I mean, at least up to this point, I think most people would consider him the best player ever. So it was just be interesting to see his take.
Magnus?
No, I mean, I don't care. Like, I probably wouldn't read it anyway.
Bobby?
Well, I think only people who have actually read his annotations would understand, but I would pick Christian Kurilla.
Christian Kurilla? Sounds like an inside joke. Maxime?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a sadist, so I think Magnus would be so pissed off having to work on something. I'll pick him.
How much would he pay?
A lot.
Wesley?
Well, if Gary ever writes a book about us, it will be called My Great Successors, instead. So it'll be interesting.
Gary has already written quite a bit about you, Anand, from annotating games. You played him in a match. Is Gary your choice?
But mainly I've already published my best games, so and 3 editions of it. It's a bit late for that question for me.
I think if Gary would write a book, it would be called Inglorious Bastards.
This is not easy for me to write some books because not enough good games, I think. Okay, I think if it will be some chance, I hope my friend is Rauf Mamedov. He will write about me book.
Nice. Ralph is here, I believe. Any questions from the general press? No? All right. Well, with that, we are going to get to the closing part of the program. I've been handed the pairings for round 1, and this is most important for the players to know who they will be playing. So for round 1, the player I call first will have white. Levon Aronian will play Sergei Karyakin. Maxime Vachier-Lagrave will face Magnus Carlsen. Hikaru Nakamura faces off against Vishwanathan Anand. Shakira Mamedirov plays Wesley So. And Fabiano Caruana faces off against Alexander Grischuk. I'd like to mention also these books that you see in front of you. It is really a special honor for me. You should have seen us. We were like kids in a candy store. The co-authors of this book, that included Yasser Sirwan, Jennifer Shahadi, Alejandro Ramirez, Tatev Abrahamian, and myself. And we worked on this, putting together 5 years of this glorious tournament. And it was a labor of love. I can tell you it was very special at coming together. And we did not see it until just a couple of days ago. And we were told it was here, and we were jumping up and down like somebody had said, the baby's here, the baby's here. And I want an autograph from everybody, you understand. I need one of those, and from my co-authors as well. It is a special book, really well done. You got to give credit to Dan Lucas and Paige and Emily and everybody who really put this work of art together. And we hope you will get your copy of it, because it is something that we wrote as a lasting homage to this great tournament and to the Sinquefields who have made this possible. We want to thank you one more time for your incredible generosity. The Sinquefield Cup is the final leg in the Grand Chess Tour. The wild card is Magnus. He's going to throw a monkey wrench into the standings, because There are players who are looking to get to London. So this tournament is extremely important. Right now, Hikaru Nakamura leads the chase, but there are others who are giving chase. So that will be the drama that is set up for this event. It will be exciting. It will be 9 days of amazing chess. We will be calling it. You'll be getting live commentary, as we mentioned, from the crew. It'll be in Russian, 192 countries, fans gearing up to see what is going to happen at this spectacular event. We're looking forward to it. It will start at 12:50, that is the broadcast, 12:50 Central Time, local time, and it's going to be so much fun. GrandChessTour.org. Don't miss it. We'll be there. And I want to thank you all for joining us. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.